I went to the wrong movie. Today. That's okay. We're going to get see it later tonight. It's Avengers opening weekend. That's why I'm in this. Yeah. So obviously I'm prepared, but I can barely see in this thing, so I'm going to take this off. It's stuck. There you go. Okay. Whew. All right. This is the second review I've done in costume so far. So far this year. So it's one of those times. All right.
SpongeBob as
yep, that was the first
Batman.
one. Yeah, SpongeBob as Batman. So we just got Age of Adaline. Fucking hell, was that a boring movie?
Yeah, so, before we get started, there are a few thoughts that, went through my mind towards the beginning. One thought was, in screenwriting, and I'm not a screenwriting expert, I hated that class. I've never written a screenplay, but I know the theory of it. And part of the theory is that in screenwriting, you want to show, not tell. And the use of a voiceover or narration is often thought of as a lazy tactic.
Oh yeah, I mean, so we felt like one part, like, trying to be, like, this one felt like one Hallmark drama and one part History Channel episode.
Which brings me to another thing that it reminded me of. Highlander.
Highlander? At least that was entertaining.
Yes, don't get me wrong, Highlander was better. But
I wish this was more like Highlander.
But the flashbacks and whatnot, that part reminded me of the television show.
Now, this is much more like Winter's Tale. Mine is like the fun absurdity that movie had. At least I had Russell Crowe as doing some weird-ass Irish accent, and you had Will Smith Satan wearing a Van Halen t-shirt, which still makes me laugh.
And the last thing that it reminded me of, especially in the beginning when we're getting the backstory of her marriage again, voiced by a narrator who you never meet.
Who sounds like he sound like came off the History Channel. Like, I swear my dad's watched World War II documentaries played by the same guy.
We have no idea who this voice belongs to.
I'm just the exposition fairy, don't mind me.
Precisely. And so at the beginning, we're getting the backstory of where she was born, who she married, blah blah blah. And as that was going on, I thought to myself, the opening sequence of Up did that much better with little to no dialogue at all.
You only needed 10 minutes to do it, too.
Exactly!
This movie dragged on so fucking long. I mean, I checked my, I don't watch, but I checked my phone halfway through. I was like, dear God, we've only been watching this for 30 minutes. It feels like it's been dragging on for fucking hours. So you guys, is that bugging you? Sorry.
A little, sorry.
That's okay, I'll take that. my trash. Alright, so, this is just such a boring movie. It's hard to find shit to talk about. I mean, God, I was so bored. like, take away from this. I'm in a Spider-Man costume and I'm fucking bored.
And ordinarily, I can be pretty easily amused, and there were some aspects of it that I got into, but when I get bored, my mind wanders, and at one point, I got a phone call from an unidentified number, and part of me kind of wanted to check my voicemail to find out who it was, and then about 30 minutes later, I thought, I'm hungry.
Did you ever find out who it was?
I haven't checked my voicemail yet.
Okay.
It was from an area code I didn't recognize. But yeah, that's an indication of how this film failed to even keep my attention.
The main character in this movie, Adaline, is it's a terrible performance. And it's so bland and uninteresting. It is a god-awful performance. She managed to it got better as we went on, but yes. Dear God, I don't know what voice she's trying to do, but it makes every line of dialogue she has feel incredibly forced through the entire almost 2 hours of this movie. Even Harrison Ford, I forgot Harrison Ford was in this.
Oh, he was William, right?
You didn't know that?
No.
I was like, holy shit, Harrison Ford's in here. What the hell?
Yeah, he was actually my favorite character.
Even he looked like he was just sleepwalking through this. Like, he knows this is a dumbass script. At least, again, with Winter's Tales, it was bad, but it was entertaining. This one, I had nothing to cling to. I have a bland story about a person who lives forever. You think you could do more stuff with that.
Yes, of all the things that she's lived through, and they do touch on a tiny fraction of it in some of the flashbacks, but apparently it didn't change her very much.
Well, apparently, like, the only relevant things about the things that she's had, years to study and do is who she's banged over the years.
Well, and history. She's basically a walking encyclopedia.
Yeah, which, that got annoying too.
And she's raised generations of adorable Cavalier King Charleses.
Oh, and spoiler alert, why did you have to kill off the dog? That served no purpose to the story.
That was sad.
That was sad. That's it. That's the only reason I was there, because it was there to evoke some kind of emotion out of this boring piece of shit.
Yeah.
And because, like, when you look at it, that served no purpose. That did nothing.
If I were to speculate to try to make an argument for a purpose it could have served, it was a plot device or emotional tool to get her emotionally vulnerable enough to open up to her latest love interest.
I guess, but did you need to kill the dog to do that? Even then, it didn't really work.
I mean, it's a flimsy tactic, and I'm not advocating it, but that's the only theory I can think of as to why the screenwriter came up with.
It's as good a theory as any, but it feels fucking lazy and it feels fucking forced. Like, that's going.
Well, like I said earlier, this entire screenplay is lazy because the fucking narrator.
Well, I'm agreeing with you. Let's not argue. We're on the same page here.
It's a lazy ass screenplay.
It's a lazy ass movie. I mean, like, everyone's like, maybe, like, I'll give the love interest some credit in that he was trying.
Yes.
But, like, everyone else is just sleepwalking through this boring script. And,
yes.
Like, again, I don't know what else this actress who played the main character has done. I don't know what else the director has done in this movie.
Me neither.
I just know that it looks like this is half-ass junior high effort.
With a much more sizable budget, so they can afford nice.
It looks pretty.
Yeah.
I'll give credit where credit's due. The cinematography's pretty.
Yes, the cinematography's pretty. The costume are nice, especially as they go through different areas.
Yeah, just like how many wigs can we give our main character?
And time periods, and they did a good job on the makeup, because she changes her identity every decade, so she has to change her appearance as much as she can. So people did care about this movie, and people who want another job did work on on this movie. And
I'm gonna try to put this on my resume, though.
Well, when you work in film, you put any pain gig on your resume.
No, if you take into my old acting coach, you lie horrendously on your resume.
Oh?
Oh yeah, it's a common practice, actually. Like, I've had like 2 or 3 acting teachers I've had tell me, like, oh yeah, we've lied on our resumes before.
Interesting. Okay.
As long as it seems plausible, they'll just go along with it. They're not gonna fact check it. There you go, actors. Well, it's such a competitive market, you have to give any edge you get, which means, you gotta tweak the truth a little bit.
Yeah, I'm honest to a fault, so I should really learn how to do that.
There you go.
Because I want to break into a similar field.
Lie like you never lied before. There you go, kids. Spider-Man tells you it's okay to lie. Okay, let's talk about the creep factor in this movie, because there's quite a bit creep factor in this movie.
Okay.
Let's talk about the one that bothered me right off the bat, and it bothered me right off the bat.
I know. And again, we're on the same page. I'm not disagreeing with you. That being said, I can appreciate the wordplay with the books that he brought her.
Fair enough. That was clever. I'll give him credit for that. But okay, the main love interest movie is a fucking stalker. And
yes,
it's very creepy to the extent.
Who doesn't? Excuse me. Who doesn't take a freaking clue.
It doesn't take no for an answer, which this is a common theme I'm noticing in a lot of these movies. That's actually really disturbing the more I think about it. Because apparently, stalking and not taking no for an answer became really romantic over the past decade.
Which, I don't know why.
Yeah, I don't know why either. It's creepy, because...
Yes.
First up, okay, so Adaline goes to this New Year's Eve thing with her blind friend, who guess is the only one that is like, she's blind, so she doesn't know that she doesn't age, I guess.
I actually didn't pick up on that.
Yeah, I'm guessing that's why, like, she was saying, oh, women at our age, yada, 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 doing all the whole cougar talk, because she thinks Adaline's older than she looks. Well, you know what I mean.
Yeah.
But while she's at this New Year's Eve, she runs into this author. Was it author? No, he wasn't an author. He was just this know-it-all guy with a heavy beard.
Yeah.
Who proceeds to track her down and then repeatedly keep pursuing her even after she's told him no on 3 different occasions. At least 3 different occasions.
And then he comes to where she...
Oh, no. That's before he admits that he saw her at a different place earlier and made it a point to track her down.
Yes.
Again, this is played for romance. And then...
He comes to where she...
tracks her down to her place of work, blackmails her to go on a date with him.
Yes, which is very manipulative. Very passive-aggressively manipulative.
No, because he's supposed to, like, donate all these first edition books to the library she works, but the condition is that she has to go out with him.
Which, that's not professional, and that's not romantic. That's just straight-up manipulative.
Well, yeah. Blackmail, by its very nature, is manipulative, if we're being,
Yes.
Anyway, I'm being that guy, sorry. Where's it going with this?
All I'm saying is that somebody doing that kind of stuff is not the sign of a healthy relationship prospect.
Oh yeah, we talk about that. Let's talk about healthy relationships here. We'll get to the dad in a minute. I never got to talk about healthy relationships.
I actually liked his character.
It wasn't anything of the character's fault. It was just more the creep factor of, my father, my son, my father, my son,
Yeah, she apparently has a type.
Not yet. We're working our way up to that. Okay, so after after series of events happen, and he makes a deal with her that if he can make her laugh with a joke, that she has going on a second date with him. She makes a joke that I didn't get. I guess. I don't know. I don't watch baseball, but...
I didn't get it either, and I got the feeling that she had heard it before.
Possibly. Either way, it works. They go to their apartment, they have Whoopi, and then the next day, she doesn't respond to his calls or anything like that because the dog dies.
And she's...
upset.
Upset about that.
Yeah, naturally. But then, instead of, respecting her space, letting her respond when she wants to, no, he tracks her down to where she lives.
And she had made it clear that she does not give out her address.
And then he has the nerve to act surprised when she says, I don't want to do this, and leaves.
Yes.
I was like, bitches, right? I don't know. Personal space, respect. What's that? Personal boundaries, Just all in the way of true love, baby. That's all it is.
Manipulation.
Well, again, yeah. But then, no, it turns out she's the bad guy because she was too mean to him, so she goes back to him and says, oh, I'm so sorry, I was so mean before, even though you stalked me horrendously and I really should stay far away as humanly possible. Oh, I'm sorry, it's all my bad. I have a serious problem with this, clearly. But,
yes, I kind of feel like this Ellis character in Christian Grey would
fucking Jesus Christ.
would have some notes to compare over
right.
over a beer. Like
beer sounds great.
They're
right
similar
now.
characters.
Not as bad.
Oh no, Ellis isn't nearly as bad, but once again, we're talking about stalking. We're talking about manipulation in lieu of romance. I mean, there's similarities here. Is all I'm saying.
Yeah, fair enough. I don't know. At the same time, like they're also trying to make player Adaline is like she's really smart. She can read people really well. Problem is, she cannot pull. The actress could not pull this part of the character off.
No.
And every time it just felt so fucking forced. And I will admit, like, her and the love interest have some decent chemistry. It's not, like, great chemistry, but there are some scenes I felt that worked okay. Some. I'm using the term loosely. But the creepiest part is, Adaline, like, I forget the guy's name, but,
William.
William takes,
Well, or...
No, not Harrison Ford's character, the
Ellis.
boyfriend. Ellis takes Adaline up to her parents' house, to his parents' house, for the 40th anniversary celebration, something like that.
After only a few...
2 dates?
Yeah. Okay, if you take a girl to meet your parents, you are basically announcing her as a serious girlfriend. That meeting, maybe I'm old-fashioned, but I've always thought meeting the parents is a big step. You do not do that after 2 dates.
Technically 3.
At least 3, but...
Well, she could have said no. That one I'll give props to. That was her own fault.
Yeah, but, I mean, meeting the parents, I think that was their 3rd date.
No, that was her 4th one, because you had the one in the cave with the ship, and then you had the one in the guy's house, and then they had the one where the old school, so technically 3.
Okay, fine. But it's still really fast.
Oh, yeah, I mean, I'm just playing devil's advocate because I'm an asshole, so, anyway, where was that? Oh, yeah. So, but it turns out Harrison Ford, who plays William, which is Ellis's father, not only recognizes her as Adaline, but turns out they used to bang. So...
Hey, in England.
Was it England? I thought... Oh, yeah, it was like outside London.
England in the 1960s.
Yeah, so... She's just doing, like Adaline's just doing all the members of the family. So
like I said, she has a type, apparently.
Apparently. I mean, granted, if you're a woman, you have a chance of banging Harrison Ford back in his prime, then yeah, I'd say go for it. But, either way, there's the ultimate creep factor of William's clearly got a hard-on for Adaline, which, is his son's girlfriend, who is... And then Ellis is banging someone his father used to bang. So that's gotta make some... And then, of course, Ellis knows that Adaline's immortal at the end of the movie, or used to be anyway. Yes. Spoiler alert, turns out through... Oh yeah, that was one line...
Through bullshit science.
That was the one line that made me chuckle, because I was laughing. Like, they were covering their tracks like, okay, this is complete bullshit science. We're gonna cover the fact that it's bullshit science by saying that we haven't discovered it yet.
Yep.
So it's like, and by this and this, that won't be discovered until 2035. And
yep.
It's just like, okay, you're just making sure I'm not gonna call bullshit on your stupid plot point.
Yep. Lazy.
Yeah. With your stupid March of the Penguins narration.
It would have been better with Morgan Freeman.
It would have been fantastic. Every time I explain something, I get a freckle. Fuck, stupid. This movie was stupid.
It was. Even I'll admit it, this was stupid. The trailer made it look not as stupid as this.
I mean... At least it could have been something entertaining. I was somewhere at least something batshit insanity that I can at least laugh at. Again, I guess I was kind of hoping for Winter's Tale.
Yeah.
But no, I just kind of like, I want to go to the Avengers.
It's just kind of...
Then I'm here watching this dumbass movie.
It's just kind of mediocre.
Yeah, it's not the worst movie. It's far from the worst movie I've seen so far this year. But
agreed.
It's just so...
50 Shades is still much worse.
Yeah, even then I've seen worse than 50 Shades this year. But even then, this is just really dull and really boring, filled with just bad performances all around. And just, it's bland. It's bland. It's uninteresting. There's nothing... Like, aside from just the creepy stuff, there's really not much else to talk about, because not much else fucking happens.
Which is unfortunate because, concept-wise, this type of plot has potential to be really interesting with the time jumps and the flashbacks. Like I said, Highlander did it much better.
Well, yeah, that also has swords and, Sean Connery, so of course it's gonna be better.
Yeah.
And random backflips in, middle of the garage for no apparent reason. I miss the 80s. I was born there anyway.
And I miss the 90s television show, which was cheesy and silly, but it was hecka entertaining.
They don't make them like they used to.
No, they don't.
Granted, those movies are still, technically they're still kind of bad, but I don't know.
But
I will admit I've never watched Highlander all the way through, but
they're entertainingly campy.
Yeah, I mean, at least there's something to cling to entertainment-wise. Here, there's nothing. You're just waiting for it to end, and it 10 minutes. It just drags on so long.
It does, yes. It's much longer than it needs to be.
I guess it was only an hour and 50 minutes. It feels a lot longer than that.
It did. I'm actually surprised that it's less than 2 hours.
I know. Like, I checked like 3 times. I was like, are you sure? It hasn't been 2 hours. Fucking Jesus.
Wow.
Uh,
Is
there anything else to talk about in this movie?
Well, I've basically said what I wanted to. That the concept had potential, but Highlander's better. The screenplay is very lazy with a nameless narrator, and the opening epilogue to Up did it much better. I mean, those were my main thoughts. And the cinematography and costumes and makeup are good. They're probably the best parts of this movie. But it's a really lazy script and phoned in performances and mediocre direction at best.
Yeah, I mean, you pretty much said everything I had to say. Yeah, let's use the last 10 minutes we have here to talk about trailers, because we got a lot of trailers.
We did.
Surprisingly, only a couple of these I've seen before, so there's actually stuff to talk about.
Okay.
We got Love and Mercy. Which one was that one again?
That was the Brian Wilson biopic.
Oh, yeah, the one that had Paul Dano and
John Cusack.
John Cusack. I keep wanting to say John Malkovich, because he was in Being John Malkovich. But anyway, that looks interesting.
Yeah, and because I'm a music nerd, I know that Brian Wilson has lived a very interesting life, so it makes perfect sense that they would make a biopic.
I mean, it's got good leads behind it. I mean, I really like Paul Dano. I mean, I hope I'm saying that right. I feel kind of bad for him though. He gets kind of typecast as like the whiny bully, even though I know he's a good actor. He's great in There Will Be Blood, like my all-time favorite movie. So I know he can do great performances. He just hasn't been given that many roles to do it in.
Well,
like he was in 12 Years a Slave.
Sometimes in Hollywood, you take whatever job you can get.
True. I mean, look at Nicolas Cage.
Yes, prime example.
And I like John Cusack fine. I wouldn't call myself a gigantic Cusack fan because I haven't seen a lot of his earlier work, but yeah, I like John Cusack. So
yeah, I like him too. So
and I like Paul Giamatti, of course.
Yeah. So again, I'm a music nerd, and it struck my interest. So
yeah, so it's like you got two good lead actors playing essentially the same character in 2 different time periods. So that's actually interesting. I can't think too many times that's been done in a biopic.
I'm sure there is.
I'm sure it's been done. I just can't think of it on top of my head.
Yeah.
Yeah, sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off there. Then we got Aloha again. I've seen this trailer like 5 times now, so I don't think you've gotten it all, have you? What was your thoughts?
Oh, that was the
one with the Bradley Cooper and Emma Stone.
Oh, no, it wasn't.
That was the one where it has Bill Murray. They're in Hawaii.
The cancer one? Or...
No, that was the Paper Towns.
That's right.
We'll get to that one.
Like I said, we got a lot of trailers.
Aloha was the one where Bradley Cooper is like a military pilot.
Oh yeah. Okay. Yeah, it looks kind of standard, but it has some good people in it, so
yeah,
maybe.
Yeah. We got Pitch Perfect 2 again.
Next, we've already talked about that.
We got The Gift this time, which I've been hearing stuff about this trailer. It's the first time I've actually watched it though. That's the one with Jason Bateman.
Yeah, that looked really creepy, and that also piqued my interest.
That one looks interesting.
It does.
It's nice to see Jason Bateman trying different things. You don't see that very often. The sun's right in my eye, so I'm gonna keep looking this way anyway.
Sorry.
It's not your fault. It's on that side. So, but yeah, it looks like an interesting thriller. I don't know how, thrillers are always kind of that tricky thing where, especially stuff like this.
It's something that the story and the director can either pull off or they can't.
Yeah, I mean, I'm willing to go on board just again because it's Jason Bateman doing something I haven't seen him do, at least any time recently. Because, we see Jason Bateman's like, oh, it's going to be a comedy or something like that, but this is like the first time I've actually seen him in a thriller, so I'm curious. Just for that alone, I'm willing to check it out.
Same here.
Then we got Me and Earl and the Dying Girl. That was the cancer movie.
Oh, the Paper Towns? Or...
No. That was the one with the...
Yeah, okay.
That's the next one we got.
Okay.
I have stuff to say Paper Towns, but...
Yeah, Me, Earl, and
that was one with the...
Yeah.
the guy makes a friend with the girl who has leukemia.
Yeah.
And they make movies.
It reminded... It reminded me a little bit of a Walk to Remember, which, yes, I did see that when it came out. I know. I haven't really watched it since, so. But similar concept.
At least we didn't go see Longest Ride.
Oh, thank God.
At that point, it's like, I'm so done with bad movies. I
Yeah,
can't do this anymore.
I wasn't even going to volunteer for that one. Fuck that movie.
I mean, it's the Nicholas Sparks movie. You know exactly what you're going to get out of it.
Yeah.
It's like it offers anything new, but I don't know. It looks like... Was this... No, Paper Towns was made by the certain piece who made Fault in Our Stars. It looks like it's trying to be a Fault in Our Stars.
Well, it's apparently adapted from another one of the books that the same author...
No, that was Paper Towns.
Oh, sorry. I thought we had switched over to...
No. I'm still talking about Me and Earl and the Dying Girl.
Okay.
I don't know. It looks like it's trying to be like quirky teenager coming of age thing.
Yeah.
A lot of these that's coming out recently. The problem is like the style is starting to get repetitive.
The YA audience.
Yeah, but even then, like some movies did it well. Like Perks of Being a Wallflower did it well. Even like what was the movie we saw a couple years ago?
Oh, The Way Back.
Yeah, The Way Back did it well.
They did. And that had Sam Rockwell.
Yeah, Sam Rockwell could make anything better except Iron Man 2.
Yeah.
God, I like Sam Rockwell, but he was insufferable in Iron Man 2.
Well, his character was.
By definition, he was. Yeah, so the last trailer I got was Paper Towns. This movie looks incredibly pretentious.
A bit, yes.
And this is the same author who made A Fault in Our Stars, and I hated A Fault in Our Stars. Like, I'm in the minority on that one. I know, like, everyone was, like, crying, like, oh, it's such a deep movie. And I was like, it could have been. But they had one obnoxious little shithead in that movie that I hated with a burning passion. Ruined the entire movie for me. Fucking hate it. I don't know. This movie looks like it's doing that. It just seems really pretentious.
Maybe that's the book? I don't know.
I don't know. Again, it's kind of like doing what The Host did a few years ago, where it's banking on the author's name to kind of sell the tickets.
I can see that.
So that's the impression I got. I don't know how faithful it is to the book or not. I don't know if it's made by the same director or not. I just know it looks like this young rebellious teenager has like everything figured out. He's gonna teach this young, more reserved whippersnapper a thing or two about how to live life for real and shit like that. And I'm like, you're idiots. It's like, no, really, it's like, hey, learn life skills you're gonna need later. Have fun. Yes, I highly encourage you to have fun and try new things. That's what growing up is about.
Yes.
But that does not mean drop everything and just go to some fucking far-off place for no fucking reason. It's called, life has responsibilities. It has things you have to worry about. It is not about being a free teenager. You're not fucking saying anything. I'm saying be rebellious. You're saying, I don't want to take responsibility for my fucking life, so I'm gonna run away from it. Rant over.
Running away from a life that you're not satisfied with it is a tempting prospect.
It is tempting, but it's also a bad idea by every sense of the word. Because that shit's gonna come back to you eventually.
True.
So be a reckless teenager. Asterisk. Uncertain conditions. Yes, because, life is about exploring new things. It is about trying new things. It is about developing yourself as a person. However, there's a line between trying new things and develop yourself as a person and being fucking stupid.
Yes.
There you go. Yeah, that was the last. You got anything else to say about this movie?
No.
Okay, yeah, it's just, I was bored.
Even I was a bit too, and if we have time, I want to grab some grub. So, Age of Adaline, take it or leave it. It's just kind of meh.
Now we're gonna watch Age of Ultron.
What?
Yeah, we're actually gonna record. We're gonna have a few people for that review. We'll record it next week, but I'm
excited.
We just kind of said fuck it. Let's just go watch it now. Since we're literally at the theater. The movie starts in 30 minutes, so we're gonna go check it out. Bye, guys.